Doing well. How are you?
Good. It was so nice to meet you at Lexington a few weeks back. On a,
Yeah,
s-
likewise.
it was a very sunny day at this place called Talon Winery, which is basically a spot for those who like to drink wine. They got a lot of
Oh
good
yeah.
wine out there, and I don't even drink.
Mhm.
I don't even drink wine at all, but I just go there to support the musical acts. So Um, and I was there recently, and I thought about you. I got a chance to see a singer-songwriter out of Tennessee. Anitra J is her name, and she was pretty good. Now on to
Very
you.
cool.
Now on to you. Let's go ahead and begin. What made you decide to become a music artist?
Well, I've been involved in music for as long as I can remember, whether it's been singing or playing instruments in band or in, elementary school and middle school. And I was in a lot of choirs and musicals in high school. And when I was somewhere in the middle of high school, I started writing music and decided that it was truly what I wanted to do. And just because, I couldn't imagine doing anything else. So I decided to pursue it and studied it in college, and now I'm living in Nashville pursuing the artist-songwriter career.
So I'm going to read a post from your Facebook fan page.
Sure.
This is back in May the 16th. That your music that you've put out so far, whether it's soul or stream, and you got some new music on the way, this is about Spotify. And I love Spotify. I use it mostly for PlayStation 4. And yes, there's even a 17-year-old version of yourself covering the also famous Britney Spears song "Oops, I Did It Again."
Oh, yeah.
I want
It's up there.
to. What made you decide to cover that song?
It was one of the first songs that I just kind of did my own version of and really covered in a way that I thought was different than the original, which if you've ever heard my cover, it's definitely different. It's just me and a guitar. And I mean, I covered a lot of songs when I was in high school, but that was the first one that I really wanted to kind of showcase and that I really liked playing live, and so I decided to record my own version of it. And it actually was featured on this Spotify playlist that has, thousands upon thousands of followers, and it has racked up quite a few plays in the last month or so. So it's out there. It's on Spotify.
Awesome. So,
Yeah.
as a performer, what are some of your favorite original songs and covers you like to perform when you at shows?
Well, of my originals, I really like performing some of the I've always really been more of a ballad singer, or more of the, kind of mellow songs that I think showcase a lot of the words or the lyrics that I write. So I like playing a lot of those. It can be tricky performing them live sometimes because a lot of the times people will come out to, if it's a bar or a winery or a music venue, a lot of the times the more upbeat songs get the attention because they get a lot of people hooked on just the energy and that kind of stuff. But I really like playing a lot of the slower songs. Like one of my songs that I put out a couple of years ago called With Love from Chicago. I really like playing that song live. And then in terms of covers, ones that I really like playing, I like playing a lot of the songs by kind of my singer-songwriter idols, like I cover Galileo by the Indigo Girls, or who else? Just great songs by great songwriters. I've been covering some Elton John songs lately. I always cover Sarah Bareilles and Joni Mitchell, two of my biggest inspirations. But at the end of the day, it's all about the song and how to showcase that and then put my own little twist on it.
So you got some shows coming up in the month of June, starting
I
June
do.
10th. You're going to be at Natchez Hills Winery at Fontano. That's on the 10th. And then on the 12th, Sunday night's Writers Night at the Bluebird Cafe. And June the 16th through the 19th, you are going to be at a bluegrass festival. So talk about these shows that you have coming up and what you're looking forward to the most in these shows.
Yeah, so the show next Friday, this coming Friday, I guess, on the 10th is at this winery that is just north of Nashville where I live. And I haven't actually played it before, but I've got a few shows coming up there. It seems like a great place to play. And I've had friends who have played before, and they've said nothing but good things. That it's a great time. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh yeah, and then Sunday night, the June 12th, I'm playing at the Bluebird Cafe. Every Sunday night they do these Sunday night writers' nights where they showcase different singer-songwriters who had to pass an audition in order to get booked on one of these shows. And it's a really great opportunity to play it just because you get to meet so many other writers, and there are always people at the Bluebird. It's such an honored tradition in the Nashville music scene, and people always come out and support, whether it's local or touring singer-songwriters coming through the area. We get to play 3 songs each, so it's a quick set for us, but it's a great night of music. And then in 2 weeks, I guess, it's the Telluride Bluegrass Festival is coming up, and that's in Telluride, Colorado from June 16th through the 19th. And I'm lucky enough to be a part of this songwriting competition that they put on every year. It's called the Telluride Troubadour Competition, and you have to submit 1 or 2 of your original songs and to be considered for it. And if you get selected, you get to go to the festival in Colorado and play a couple of different rounds for the competition in order to compete for a couple of different prizes. There's like a custom guitar that you can win there, and then you also get a slot on the main stage of the festival. And I was lucky enough to participate in it last year, and I actually placed second, and so then I submitted again this year and was selected to go back, and I'm so excited to go back there. It's such an amazing experience, and I'm really looking forward to being a part of the festival.
That is absolutely awesome to hear.
Thank you.
And so, obviously, when you do shows, you just do them. You go out there, perform, having a good time. How do you approach where you perform in a competition type of show? Like you want to do well. You obviously want to win. Like how do you approach that compared to doing the show for the sake of just doing the show?
Well, I personally warm up a lot beforehand and just practice and make sure that I've got my performance down just so I can go out there and give it my all, and that I really have the exact songs that I want to perform picked out. It's not like a 2 or 3 hour set that I can kind of play whatever I have, which I love the long gigs and long shows like that because they really have a lot of dynamics. But when it's a competition, you're offered only so much time, so you really want to leave it all out on the stage, definitely. But I really just practice a lot here at home, day of the competition, try and get a lot of good sleep and that kind of stuff. Just try and be really prepared.
That's definitely a good way to go. Obviously, you want to, be the best that you could be. Enjoy yourselves.
And just have fun and try and do well.
And whatever happens. Now, if you win,
right,
then that's great. Like the hard work paid off. So, you never know what you could do until you try. And I guess that's
Right.
people tend to be hesitant when it comes to these competition shows because they don't know how they're gonna do, how they're gonna approach things. They may think too much of it, and then when they go on stage, they sound a bit different than usual, and then things fell apart or whatever.
Oh, yeah, and I've definitely had moments where I've just been really nervous or knew that there was a lot on the line, and it definitely showed. But I've learned from him and just learned that, you just need to go out there and do your job and have a great time doing it. And I think that's the best way to go about doing it.
Absolutely true. So obviously, you do shows from the East Coast, from the South to the Midwest, uh, and I did enjoy seeing you sing in person.
Thank you.
Is there any talks that you may be performing back in Kentucky in the future?
Yeah, actually, I booked another set at the Talon Winery in Lexington for October. So it's going to be a while, but I'm going to play the Talon Winery in Lexington, and then I think the day before that they have another location in Shelbyville, I think it is, just closer to Louisville. And so I'm doing back-to-back performances the one weekend in October. I believe it's October 14th and 15th.
I'll definitely keep an eye on those shows for sure. And
Yeah.
October, obviously, that's the fall time. So people better bring their jackets this time, especially if it's going to be outside. So
Right. We might not be as lucky with the weather next time.
Yes. So for people that wants to learn more of your music and upcoming shows, why don't you go ahead and promote your social media links and your websites where people can go to, and also where people can go to stream or download or purchase your music digitally.
Yeah, so my website where you can find just kind of all of my social media links is just hadleykennary.com, and my last name sounds like the bird, but it's spelled differently. It's Kennary. But I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, just under Hadley Kennary. And all the music that I've released so far is available on iTunes for download, or you can stream it on Spotify and all that good stuff, or all the other streaming services out there. And I'm working on a new EP right now that's going to be out late summer, and then I'll be touring late summer, early fall with it. So you can stay up to date with all my shows and that release information on my website, just www.hadleykennary.com.
And because of this Britney Spears cover that we mentioned earlier, I definitely I plan on giving that a listen after I get off the air.
Awesome.
So I definitely want.
I sound a little different. It's it was 5 or 6 years ago, so.
Yep.
I hope I sound at least a little bit older.
Thank you so much for your time. It was nice to meet you at Lexington.
Of course.
And I look forward to
Likewise.
seeing you.
Thanks for having me on.
And I look forward to seeing you this coming October. Continued success. Definitely looking forward to the new EP as well. Thank you again for spending your Saturday technically evening with me. And, you have a great night. Have a great weekend.
Likewise. Have a good one. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Singer-songwriter Hadley Kennary joining me. My last interview guest is coming up. Kevin Carr. He is a actor and comedian. He's in the indie film known as Who's Jam.